How's everything? Have you had any people come in with car damage from trees that fell from the storm?
I typically don't see.
That would be body work.
Yeah.
Okay. I know a guy who basically his car was totaled from a tree, and then he posted this picture of his wife with their new car, and their new car is exactly just a newer model of their old car. Yeah. So sometimes it's good to have insurance, right? We complain about insurance all the time, but that's when you're glad you have it.
Well, you have to have insurance.
Yeah, but you don't have to have that much insurance.
No, you don't. But I tell you what, I see lots and lots of people that when it's all said and done, they wish they would have had the insurance.
So what's new at the car? Do you still need some help?
Nope, we got it all covered up.
Oh, okay. So
we're all good there now.
No job opportunity announcements.
No.
And how are the new people working out?
So far, so good.
Any female mechanics?
No.
Do you know we had a lady on the show, and she wrote a car, I think it was called The She-Canic. She's a lady who wrote a book for ladies, which when I told her, I said, I could use this book. There's a lot of stuff I don't know in this book,
Yeah, I've only worked with a few lady mechanics in my life, but now parts people, one of the best parts person I ever worked with was a female.
Really?
Yeah, she was pretty.
They just
sharp.
know their stuff.
She knew her stuff.
So it's always good to work. Forget the gender part of it. It's always good to know somebody who knows their stuff.
Yeah. And I've actually had two women working at Sunrise that one came from the pest control industry, the other one came from the medical industry, and they came over and they became very, very good at being service
learners.
riders. Yeah.
What'd you call them?
Service advisors.
Service advisors. Meaning what? That I'd go there and explain my problem?
Yeah, kind of like when you come over and you talk to Chrissy, they were further along than Chrissy as far as their understanding and knowledge. Chrissy's on her way. But you could describe a problem you could describe your problem to them,
right?
And they could almost diagnose what was wrong.
Do people make sounds with their mouth
all the time? It's funny.
It's making this sound. Yeah. They just go for it. All right, I had an article I wanted to share with you. It's the 10 bad driving habits that are damaging our cars.
Okay, I wonder how many I'm guilty of.
Okay, well, the first one I'm not guilty of.
Oh.
Ignoring the parking brake.
Oh, I'm guilty.
It says here, comment on this, it says, not engaging the parking brake puts the entire weight of your vehicle on a little piece of metal in the transmission called the parking pawl. Mm-hmm. I never knew that. It's about the size of a finger, it says. Mm-hmm. And that can break off?
I've never seen one break off, but I suppose it can.
Oh, okay. So it's not...
in Florida, where everything's pretty much flat, that isn't a big issue. But I could see it's where if you park on a hill or something like that.
But I can tell you where I got into the habit. It was when I had a standard.
Oh, yeah.
With a standard, you kind of have to.
You kind of have to. Yep.
All right. Another thing we do that damages our cars, we keep the gas tank low.
I don't do that.
You don't?
No.
When do you put it in? When you reach the half point?
Yeah. I never do it in the morning. For some weird reason, I hate putting gas in my car in the morning. So I always do it in the afternoon. So when I get to about a quarter of a tank, I always fill it up.
The next thing is suddenly shifting from reverse to drive. That can damage your car.
Yeah, I don't do that.
The next one is revving before the engine is warm.
I don't do that.
But you've seen people do that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How does that damage it?
Well, you need to get things lubricated. Let the oil flow. When we were racing motorcycles, I'd see these guys pull their motorcycles out of the trailer, jump on it, crank it up, and rev the thing. That's silly. Let it warm up. Let your car warm up. When it's cold outside, I'll go out. Like I got to brush my teeth, I'm getting ready for work. I'll run out, start the car up, let it idle for 10 minutes.
Right, and then go brush your teeth?
Then I'll go brush my teeth, and now it's ready to go. I am a strong believer in, getting things up to operating temperature. I might not get it up to operating temperature, but I do let it run and warm up.
Here's another one. Using the shifter as a hand rest. I guess this would be for manual transmissions?
Or for floor shifting.
So why if you use it as a hand rest, is that a problem? What does it do?
I don't know. I don't see where that's that big a deal.
Okay. It says it puts strain on the bushings and synchronizers.
Most of
No, you don't think so? Okay. Carrying too much weight. Well, that just happens automatically with me.
And that's not what it's talking about, Larry. But like mail couriers is a perfect example. A mail courier that has been built to be a mail courier,
Yeah.
versus a passenger vehicle that is being used as a mail courier.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
They're not built for the weight.
They're not. Well, they're not built for the weight. They're not built for the stop and go. They're just not. These. I have a customer that has bought a car from us. He uses it to deliver newspapers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Papers
my
can get
gosh!
heavy.
It just destroys that car. It destroyed that car.
Riding the brakes downhill is another mistake we make.
Yeah. I'm probably
I made that mistake in the mountains one time.
in the mountains.
And it overheated, and then my brakes stuck to the drum. I had to kind of break it free.
Yeah. You're supposed to downshift.
I know, but that's scary because it goes, it just sounds like it's going fast. Neglecting warning signs, knocks, other symptoms, intermittent squeaks, strange vibrations, those things.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't ever do that.
No, I don't. I bet you don't. Every little noise, but I bet you I do.
I have actually witnessed you do that.
Have you?
Yeah. Remember, it was the car that got hit by the cow.
Yeah.
Me and you said you had this noise, and we went for a ride. And that bearing was screaming its brains out.
That's right. And one of the things that's not on the list that you did tell us about many, many years ago, I think when you first started the show, was to remove your keys from your key ring so that all the weight of your key ring is not pulling down on
that does mess up an ignition cylinder. I mean, some of these people, it's like, this key ring weighs 10 pounds.
Yeah. And it's rocking the whole time you're driving.
Yeah, and it's making all kinds of noise. It is tough on your ignition cylinder.
So that was the whole article. I didn't read the content of each of those topics. I figured it just says it all by itself. But anyway, all right, the phone lines are open. If you have a question for Matt, please call in. The number is 622-9622. And let's see, what was the one thing I was reading about the gasoline after the storm?
Are they not putting all the additives in the gasoline right now?
No, it was about trying to prevent another gas shortage next time we have to evacuate. What would your solution be to that? I know this is not a car mechanic question, but do you think we need more gas, like waiting in the wings somewhere, or?
Well, here's one of the. Are we talking about companies storing gas, or are we talking about individuals storing gas?
Well, I think the governor was talking about the ports. Oh, I'm sorry. I think he was talking about storing them at the port where they're actually delivered. But see, Galen from my south, he was saying no, we should ration it. Each individual should only be allowed so much gas per stop.
That's going to be for the higher ups. My concern is people that, okay, we hear storms coming our way, and they go and they get their 5-gallon gas cans and they fill them all up and they put them in their garage.
Right.
People don't understand how dangerous that is.
That is dangerous. Yeah.
I mean, they really don't understand how dangerous that is.
Yeah.
I'd rather see somebody have 300 or 500 gallons of propane stored on their property than 25 gallons of gasoline.
Because that's explosive, right? And propane can explode too, right?
Propane it's just so much, and it's in a way different type container. It takes a lot to ignite it. It's just so much safer for a family to I have a 250 gallon propane tank that originally I bought it for an emergency situation. It's fuel, and I have a generator that runs on the propane, and it just, if I have 250 gallons of propane, and if I used my generator correctly, I can go a long time and not have to worry about getting fuel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just it never gets stale. It never goes bad. It's always there, and
It doesn't get jellified.
yeah, it doesn't break down.
We'll squeeze in a phone call before we take the break. Good morning. You're on there with Matt.
Yeah, good morning, guys. See, with gasoline, I've been hearing when I go to fill up with gas, I always top off. I mean, I let it drain down as far, and then I keep going until it kind of splashes back a little bit. Why they're saying that's bad for a car? What makes it bad for a car?
For you to stop in and top it off?
Yeah, to top it off like that, yeah.
I don't know what makes it bad for a car. I mean, I can't understand why. I'd rather have my components in the fuel tank. Now, these newer cars, a fuel pump, them things are expensive because it's not just a fuel pump. You're buying a whole assembly. I'd much rather keep that assembly submerged in fuel than not submerged in fuel, where I have seen issue. It seems like we have more problems with people that put a quarter of a tank at a time, $10, $15. It just seems like they have more problems with fuel system related issues than people that keep their tank full.
Yeah.
I got to keep my tank full.
I don't know, but right after the hurricane, you were talking about people topping off, and several people called in and said that's bad for your car, and I couldn't understand why that was bad for your car.
I can't. The only thing that is bad for your car is when you top off, and you know how the pump shuts off, and you sit there and keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Well, sometimes you can intrude the evap system. There's a system that all these newer cars have that monitor gas vapors. It doesn't have anything to do with the way the car drives. There's a charcoal canister involved, and purge valves and vent valves, and this whole system that's just in the car just to monitor gas vapors. So by keep pumping and clicking and getting, you can actually get gas to go into that system, and that can cause an issue.
That's probably
that can cause a problem, but it's not that big a deal of a problem. But it can cause a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Keep this tip in mind. Alcohol does not make you a better conversationalist. Lie on the floor and look at your belly. When you lie down, gravity is going to push the surface flab to one side. What's left protruding on top is the scary stuff. Okay, intelligent people, would you like an easy way to size somebody up? Just check out the pictures on their desk.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hurricane Maria left Puerto Rico in ruins. They need our help. The office of Dr. Juan Jordan is asking the public to help with non-perishable food, lanterns, battery-operated fans, diapers, insect repellent, etc. Drop-off sites include Dr. Jordan's office in Lady Lake, Country Oaks Veterinary Clinic in Summerfield, Forest High School, and Golden Ocala Tennis. For more information, contact Dr. Jordan's office at 352-633-0473, and thank you.
All right, 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Matt Gibbs is here from Sunrise Automotive and Crossroad Auto Sales. My best advice to you regarding Matt is to trust him, because I do, and I've learned to trust him. I have, I've had my share of mechanics that I was questioning, and once I Once you introduced yourself to us, I guess, through that old stupid show we did. What was that show called again? Shopping show?
Yeah.
Hated that show.
That was a long time ago.
But anyway, yeah, I go to Matt because I trust him, and you're quick, you're fair, and you're honest, and everything that is good about doing business is why you're probably so successful. And then I got a nice car for you. A nice Buick something. What's it called? A Rendezvous?
Yeah. Larry doesn't even know what kind of car he drives.
Well, I don't need to know.
You don't?
Not really.
You just got to.
Once in a while, you need to know.
Yet when a police officer says, well, "Sir, what kind of car are you driving?" A Buick something or another.
Do you remember? I don't know if they do this anymore because it never happens to me. But you would go pay for gas with a credit card, and they would ask you for your license plate number.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. What is your license plate number?
I have no idea.
I don't know mine either. I guess I always thought I should get like a customized one.
It says Larry. It says Rendezvous.
Do you ever try to figure out what they're trying to say? Like a customized one that is using letters and like you can say, oh, that must say.
I don't try to spend too much time worrying about. You know what's interesting though is how did they come up with the name Rendezvous? How did Buick say, okay, let's build this car and let's call it a Rendezvous? How did they come up with the names for some of these cars?
I don't know. Did you ever hear the story about Nova? About how Nova didn't sell well in Spanish-speaking countries?
No.
Because it means no go. It doesn't go.
Oh. Huh.
Did you ever hear that?
No.
Like Joni Loves Chachi. Did you ever hear why that show was so popular in Japan?
No.
Well, Chachi means male genitals. So Joni Loves Chachi. And it was apparently a big hit in Japan because of that.
Huh.
You just have to be careful when you name something.
Yes, you do. My name is very important. I got to watch. They had that thing on the History Channel.
Your face. That's so good.
Cars That Made America, I guess, was the name of the little
really?
series,
Uh-huh.
and that was very interesting. Listening to, the names that you know today.
Right. Oh yes, you were telling us about this.
Yeah, and
Chevrolet was
like
one.
Chevrolet, and how he was a Swedish race car driver, and how and it's like, oh, I know that name, and then you find out how that. But where did it come up with Rendezvous?
Well, that's a French word, right? It means like get together or something like that.
I don't know. I never took French.
So, I think that's why. Here's your car, so you can get together with somebody.
Okay.
I'm going to take the car over to your house, and we'll get together. I actually love my car. Thank you so much for recommending it. The car I had for a month, what was it called? A Sebring?
Yeah.
I still have the little tag that came on the key. I guess I ripped it off and set it down in my house, and it's still there. And I saw it the other day. I said, "Oh, I remember I had that car for about a month."
Yeah, you had that car for a few minutes.
And I see that car on the road all the time. It's not the exact car, but I mean that model. And I often think I'm not the guy. Like I could ride with you or that girl that was on the other day, and you could tell me what car that is, what year it is, probably at least within a year or two. I couldn't. I've never been that guy.
I'm really not that guy either.
Really?
I know guys that can look like especially the older cars. When I say older cars, like 50s and the 60s, and they can look at that car and they know that car is a 52 and a half. And I'm just not that. I'm not that guy. I can, on the newer cars from in the 80s on up, I can be pretty close. But nowadays, there's so many cars out there that look so much alike.
I know.
It's like...
That's a problem.
It's like, okay, what is it? I don't even know what it is. It's not like, looking at, say, that's a Chevy Camaro, or a Pontiac Bonneville, or,
Do you know what I used to think that cars were evolving because science was showing how to have better aerodynamics. And then you have these boxy cars. Like, well, how did that one happen? Right?
I think that's just style.
Those ones with the window that wraps around the right side?
Yeah.
What is that wrap around window for? Is that so you don't have a blind spot?
I guess. Some of these cars are got terrible blind spots.
Do you know there's a car that parks in this parking lot? The guy must work here in the mall. And the body of his car is touching the parking lot. So does that just lift up when he drives? There's no way he could drive that car over anything.
Yeah, he probably has to be very careful about when he.
So you don't think when he gets into gear it like
lifts up?
Yeah, like,
I doubt it. But
and I also think, Matt, that I've seen it in yellow and I've seen it in white. So I don't know if he can change the skin or something. I don't know how you do that. Unless he's got two of them.
He might have two of them.
But he's always parked in the exact same spot in the back. Here.
Away from everybody?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of away from everybody until the parking lot gets filled. If you are looking for a car, go to Crossroad. What kind of cars do you have on the lot right now?
2009 Nissan Altima. We got a 2004 really nice Ford Expedition, Eddie Bauer, power everything. Even the third seat is power. We got a Lincoln Aviator. We got a couple Hyundais.
Now there's an interesting name.
An Aviator?
Yeah.
I call it.
Makes you feel like you can fly.
It's the little brother of the Navigator.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like you fly.
The Navigator is full size. The Aviator, which is the same as like an Expedition and an Explorer kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But it's a Lincoln, so it's got all the little bells and whistles and the leather.
All I know is that you have given it the once over. You've checked it out. You make sure it's going to work well. You look at the tires. You say these tires look good. It goes for sale. Otherwise, you don't sell it.
That's pretty much what happens.
Hey, can I tell the listeners what I did in Ocala Magazine? You have to go to their Facebook page. They have a way to vote for the best of the best, and two of the categories are automotive repairs and automotive dealers. Your name is not in the presets. Your name is not in either one. But they have a place to write in your name. So I've been writing in your name on both categories. Crossroad Auto Sales for the auto dealer and Sunrise Automotive for the repairs. Don't tell Callie.
I won't say a word.
I have voted 3 times. She's only supposed to vote once. But there's 3 computers that I have access to. So I voted all 3 times.
Well, thank you.
So, listeners, vote for Matt. Let's see if we can get Matt as the best of the best.
The best of the best.
The best in the West. You're on the west side of Ocala.
I am on the northwest side of Ocala.
The best in the Northwest.
Huh. I wonder if that's where, when you drive around town, it's there is a used car dealership for every year. He's got this little thing out in the front of his thing, voted the best.
Oh, really?
In Ocala, whatever.
Oh, we need you to be that guy.
I'm thinking, I wonder who votes. You know, where did that come from?
But that might be it.
That could be it.
Well, the Star Banner does one also. By the way, remember I told you there was a shop that says the quickest oil change in town or something like that? Guaranteed quickest oil change in town? Yeah, now they got somebody out there with a big spinning sign just saying guaranteed the quickest oil change in town. And I always think about what you said, that quick isn't always the best.
No, I would never, I don't want that. I wouldn't even want that said about me.
In fact, this lady who wrote this book was talking about the quick, cheap oil changes is the same as feeding yourself crappy food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, where's your music? There's your music. All right, thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Larry.
All right, we will be right back. Go see Matt at 1800 Northwest 10th Street. That's where the car dealership is and also where Sunrise Automotive Repair is. 1800 Northwest 10th Street. Give him a call, 690-1993, 690-1993. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster. Senate Republicans meet for their weekly